Around 2 or 3 years ago, I've started working on this small side project of mine called Zaris. It was meant to be just a small and fun robot hunting experience, which I expected to knock out in like 2 or 3 months. So I made a video about it, and then another one and another. The videos were getting pretty high numbers of views for my channel, so I just kept going. And along the way, I fell in love with this project. So much so that the idea of it being just a tiny game vanished. I knew I wanted to make something bigger, but I lacked the vision, which led to me falling right down into the development hell. And here I stand now. Guess I'd better get up into it right this time. I've spent the last half a year forging a new vision for the game, and it looks like it's finally time to share it with all of you. In Zaris, we are playing as Zar, one of the survivors from a spaceship crash landing. The ship was falling onto a seemingly lifeless planet, but once the dust settled, its crew found themselves on a paradise island, full of life and beauty. The nature on this island is supported by mysterious and ancient machines, each with its own purpose in the system. Along with that, machines have their unique behavior patterns and modular bodies, with various components that can be targeted and destroyed individually. In their heart lies the core. Destroying or extracting it means taking down the machine. But it's not as easy as just shooting away at it. Other body components work together to form a protective force field around the core, so you have to deal with those first. Combine that with unique movesets, and it turns out that we need unique approaches to each individual machine, which, if you ask me, is pretty cool. Since machines contain components that are vital to the survival of the group, Zar is primarily tasked with hunting down those metal beasts. To do it efficiently, she is using a so-called divine core, another piece of ancient tech that allows her to craft so-called constructs, modular arrows and abilities that can harvest the power of the elements and pretty much everything else that can be used in combat. Oh. Oopsie doopsie. To craft constructs, Zar needs component blueprints that are scattered all over the island, encouraging exploration. For each machine, there is at least one construct combination that fits perfectly for fighting it. It's kind of like a creative puzzle, and usually with quite a bunch of solutions, ranging from simple and efficient to purely crazy. And yet, since machines serve a nature conservation purpose, destroying them can disrupt the environment. Do it enough, and you will face consequences. Quite violent ones at times. This brings us to the global objective. We need to get out of this whole island situation, while keeping the balance between protecting the environment and eradicating all of the machines. And we'd better survive through all of that too. Alright, all that sounds fun. Now, we just need to make it real. Well, as real as video games go. Hello everyone, my name's AkarFire, or just K for short, and it looks like I'm finally back to making YouTube videos. Yoo-hoo! I know it's been a while, but I was busy. Well, I still am. I'm studying into university, which is taking up quite a bit of my time, but I suppose that I can manage making at least a video a month now. Now, in terms of Zaris. I have upgraded the project to Unreal Engine 5 and spent the last few months slowly working my way through a custom procedural animation system that I'm calling AMPAS. I still consider it to be quite early in the development, but there are already some really cool and interesting things which are, in my opinion at least, worth making a video about. So look forward to it, I guess. Speaking of a general plan for the game, here is what I have in mind. First, we'll continue working on AMPAS until I get it to a usable state. This is going to be quite a journey, but a lot of cool things await on it. Then we will get back to refactoring some of my older code for the game, as it is holding me back. I'm talking about movement system, archery combat, enemy AI, and some other smaller stuff. I have really cool ideas how to make some pretty interesting videos about those. So yeah, that's gonna be cool. And after that, we will slowly work our way to the main gameplay loop, as it is probably the most important thing in any game. Yeah, maybe I should have worked on it a little bit earlier. But anyway. Then, once we're done with the main gameplay loop, we can get to crafting the game's world. I want to make it pretty interactive and responsive to the player's actions. I'm talking about simple climate simulations, decision-making systems for the conservation system, aka machine collective consciousness, and other cooler, smaller things, which are going to be very fun to play around with. What's different this time is that I actually have a clear vision of the game and what it is supposed to look like. So no more aimless struggles just for the sake of things looking like they're moving somewhere. Also, I'd like to note that almost none of the footage that I've shown in the first half of the video is final. Every part of the game's visuals besides the style itself is a subject to change. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is the video format. I used to really struggle with making videos. I put quite a high standard on editing, resulting in it taking several months just to finish a single episode. This is completely unacceptable, as you can understand. I will try to lower my standard, hopefully without significantly impacting the quality of the videos. As for the content on the channel, expect some more technical deep dives into game development and programming itself, as that is something I am most interested in right now. Alright, I think I talked quite enough for now, so we will wrap it up here. Think of this video as just a declaration of my return. Also, check out my streams here on YouTube and on Twitch. There, twice a week we're playing some really cool single-player games, like Elden Ring, Devil May Cry, and currently, Ghost of Tsushima. I would really love to see you there. Alright, I'm gonna see you next time. Cheers!